I absolutely hate my hotel, and I do not think Seminyak Bali is my vibe. So it's time to leave early. And in this video, I'm gonna break all the things down what went wrong. So let's get into it. I am staying at Grandma's Hotel in Seminyak. Now, this is a budget hotel, and I picked it because it fit in my budget. Now, one thing about Bali is that you get a lot more bang for your buck. So, for example, this hotel was $35 a night. If I seen a hotel for $35 a night in the US, I'd be like, that's probably where people out there doing stuff they don't supposed to be doing and paying by the hour, if you know what I mean. I don't want this video to get flagged, so I'm not going to go into detail. But in Bali, that's not the case. This hotel was rated high on Google, like over a 9 rating. I booked this hotel through Agoda, and it had high ratings there. Whenever I book a hotel, I check between booking.com rating, Agoda rating, and Google rating. And then if I'm still not sure, I'll try to like look up a review of someone showing the hotel on YouTube. So yeah, when I got to the hotel, when we pulled up, I came from Ubud. I love my stay in Ubud, and it was the same price per night as this hotel. So I'm trying to pay around $35 max a night for my hotel stay, and that's doable in Bali. And I'm gonna show you what that gets me in Gili Island, so y'all can see, like, you can't be complaining about no hotel if it's that cheap. I'm gonna show y'all because this hotel showed me I did it wrong. But when I arrived here, I came from Ubud. My Airbnb host from Ubud actually took me here, drove me here. It's about an hour and a half away from Ubud, Bali, and it's really close to the airport, so about half hour. Just giving you some proximities if you're watching this video to help guide you where to stay in Bali. And upon arriving, I'm like, okay, it looked modern. They had a nice little a restaurant attached outside. I was like, okay. When I walked into the lobby, I was like, it was kind of giving, we trying to be something we're not. And when I got my hotel room key, it looked dingy. And when I say dingy, I'm gonna show y'all. And I'm looking like, I haven't really seen a hotel room key look dirty before. Like, usually they don't even care. They're giving you new ones anyway. So go to the room. The guy's helping me with my bag, and he was nice. I just don't like when people ask me a lot of questions, which is general. Like, as far as when I first get in somewhere, trying to gauge if I'm alone, like, that just makes me feel uncomfortable. So we get to the room, and this is the room. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tasha, and my channel is all about providing travel inspiration and personal finance tips for you to hit those travel goals. If you want to see more videos like this about me ranting or actually providing tips for travel and personal finance, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Hit that bell, because if you don't hit that bell, you're not going to know when I drop a video. I actually ended up leaving this room and going to the room that I'm filming in because I pulled the sheets back and they needed to be changed, and they just moved me to another room. But yeah, I just cannot stand this hotel. Now, I didn't really go into like show close up in that room. I am going to show you close up in this room before I check out. My issue with the room was that it was not detailed clean. It was like, you can tell they changed the sheets barely, and they changed the towels, but I don't think they know what sweeping and mopping is. And you could just look and see certain areas, it just needs a little detail cleaning. And I'm like, okay. I was in there for like 5 minutes and I just couldn't. I was like, I can't. So I went back downstairs. I'm like, this room is not gonna work. And I said, I had pulled the sheets back and I seen a couple spots. Like, it wasn't, it was like something you could wipe off with your hand, because he came and moved it. He was like, but he understood my complaint, like, this ain't squeaky clean. Yeah, it's not. And I was just like, the walls look scuffed up. I'm just like, it just looked a little worn. Do y'all have any rooms that's been recently updated? And he was like, well, ma'am, this is not a new hotel. Okay, he was really nice and everything. And I'm like, I just couldn't shake the feeling of like, this is not what I want for myself. Because it just looked dingy, meaning like it's scuff marks. Like, I'm gonna show y'all some up close stuff, what I mean. but the window sills look like never been touched, and it just never been properly detailed clean. It seems like they come in and do the basics and get out. Like I don't even think they wipe down like the table or something. But I come prepared with my disinfectant wipes, and I will make my own little disinfectant spray with some alcohol and some water, and I get the boop 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 spraying. But I just didn't feel like the room was really clean. Moved to the room I'm in now, and I was like, let me just make it work. I didn't like this room either, but they were trying to accommodate me, and I don't know. I just was like, I'm just gonna try to make this work. And I had called my mom, and I'm just like, I hate this hotel, but I'm gonna try to make it work because I have things I need to get done for my business, and I need to focus on that, and I need to get back in my workout routine. Like, let me, when I feel out of control with a lot of stuff, even though I can control the situation and change my hotel room, I'm like, what do I need to get done? Then I feel a sense of like, okay, accomplishment, and then I can tackle other things. It's how my mind works. And I decided to take that energy and focus on getting my things done. And usually when I get mad about something and focus on like work related stuff, I crush it. And I did. So I got my things done. And then I'm like, okay, it's time to look for somewhere else to stay. So let me show you the issues that I have with the room itself. And I'm going to tell you about the restaurant. And then we're going to move on to Seminyak. Even though I'm zooming in, you really can't see how dirty and dusty this is. You would just have to be in person to see. But check out how small that window was. Like, this is the only natural light that I got. And I just felt like it made the room even smaller. It already was a small room. The walls needed a fresh coat of paint. You can see like the different signs was worn. And when you see stuff like this is worn and dirty, it's kind of like, like if y'all missing these small things, what else are you missing? And I'm showing you the bathroom as well again. It really shows how much it needs some TLC in person. I couldn't do this room. I just didn't feel comfortable here at all. And I'm showing you a close-up of like how dirty the door handle was and the hallway that just needed some fresh paint. It's just worn out here. What did you think of my hotel room? Let me know in the comments. Would you have left upon arrival? Am I tripping? Let me know, because sometimes I be tripping. You would think I'm tripping, but it's all about what's my comfort level. But I want to know in the comments. Let me know. The beach area. I'm a bit of a beach snob. This beach is not for me. I'm going to show you why and just explain my issues with the beach. Now, I will say that this beach is a long shoreline. So I was only on one small subsection, and that's the subsection that's near Grandma's Hotel, Courtyard Marriott, that end of the beach. I did walk down probably a mile and a half on the beach to try to see if there was any difference. Just check it out. The shoreline is so far on this beach, and clearly no one can control it. It's Mother Nature. And I'm entering another part of the beach. Now, earlier in the day, the shoreline was closer to the beach chairs, but at sunset time, look how far the water is. You can see where it was coming at earlier in the day and where the beach chair is. It's super far. I also just didn't like the vibe of the environment of walking around. It just was off to me. This was one of the first places that I've traveled to where I couldn't easily meet people. Usually when I go out and I make an effort, like if I go to sit at the bar or I'll just kind of linger around certain places I see where it's busy, I will end up striking up a conversation with people. Or if I post in the Facebook group, like, hey, does anyone want to meet for coffee or lunch or whatever, I always get something back. The last time this has happened was, I think, Sevilla, Spain, or when I was in the southern part of Spain. So I really didn't connect with anyone here. And I was like in the mode where I was like, okay, I want to like link up with people, have conversations. That didn't really happen for me. And just walking around, it was just weird. It's like this area wants to be like a party area, but it's just not quite there. It's kind of like, it's a lot of families walking around and they want the like younger crowd or couples. I don't know. But it's giving like fake Miami vibes with how when you walk off the strip, I will say, and how stuff is. It just reminded me of that. That's just what it gave me. But it's just like what they're trying to go, what what Seminyak's going for, the demographics not fitting. At least the time that I'm here. And it was just off. Even when at night when you walk the beach and stuff, it's just constant restaurants having live bands or music, and it sounds like just a big noise bubble. They're spaced out, but it's just repetitive. It's like, okay, we got these beach bag chairs, and it's just, I don't know. I'm hearing the same music I would hear in the United States. It just, I didn't feel like I was anywhere different. Um, a lot of the stuff is catering to, you know, the tourists, Western tourists from Europe, or even just more modern areas, or people may be in the world like Australia, which I appreciate the modernness of it. I'm not complaining at all about that. It felt like I was in the United States. Not even gonna lie, a lot of it. And the quality of the beach made it seem like I was in the United States as well. It wasn't like your, oh my God, white sand type of beaches or whatever. I just wasn't impressed. It's just a weird vibe. So if you've been to Seminyak and you've, you know, felt differently or experienced the same thing, let me know. I will say, when I made a post in the Facebook groups that I'm in, like Exodus Summit, Pick Your Girl Travel the World, these are groups where Black women are, and to share their experiences as traveling as Black women, provide resources, where to get your hair done, stuff like that. I made a post to have a meetup, and people was like responding that they didn't really care for Seminyak either. So I don't know. Maybe it's the time of year. I'm not trying to make this video to say don't come to Seminyak. I'm just sharing my experiences with you all. The restaurant attached to the hotel, no. I went there day one and I ordered some sweet potato fries as an appetizer and just fish and chips. Those were the nastiest sweet potato fries I've ever had in my life. They were hard, and I'm like, I sent them back, and the fish and chips were like very basic. But that let me know, I'm like, I'm not gonna eat my full meal here. I'm just gonna go somewhere else to eat. And then I went back to the same restaurant for breakfast, because I'm like, okay, it's breakfast located, and I thought breakfast was free, but it's not. And I'm like, let me just check out the breakfast so I can at least go down there and grab some breakfast food and come back to my room and do a workout, because this hotel does not have a hotel, and it's very common for hotels, in my experience, like the budget hotels throughout Asia, not to have a gym. So I go down, order some breakfast, and I saw a rat run in front of me after I placed my order. When I say I jumped up and screamed, this boy who was like maybe like 10, 11, he looked at me and kind of chuckled because he saw it too. And I was like, what the? And I was stunned for a minute. I didn't even know what to do. And then I went up to the waitress. I said, yeah, I just saw a rat run across the floor, so I'm going to cancel my order. She was like, you want to cancel your order? I said, yeah. Now, let me be real. It's probably rats in all types of places that I don't know. And I've eaten that before. High star, I don't think because a restaurant is high class, high star, or low class or nothing, that one is going to be better than the other, because you never know what's going on in the back of that kitchen. Except for when they have it open on display. But when I see it run across, I cannot ignore that. And now the restaurant it's really open. So it is really outside. I'll give them that. So I don't know. Even talking about it, I'm getting frustrated because it is kind of open air. It's covered by the roof of this hotel. Like the roof of the restaurant is covered by this hotel a little bit. It's like it's mostly outside. So it's like, okay, you can't really fault them. But then I'm like, well, this restaurant is open. It's one of those restaurants where you can see the kitchen. So I'm like, I don't even want to look back there. I may see rats running around. So I just left. And I never ate there again. So that was my turn off. This is day 2. And I said, oh, I got to go. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I ended up staying. I was supposed to stay here 7 nights. And I'm leaving after 4 nights. And I stayed longer than what I thought I could hold out for. But my room itself, with my complaints, I made them change my sheets. And I inspected my towels and stuff, and I made it work for what I did. The rat that I saw it's weird how to explain how it's attached to the hotel. I'm on floor 3, it was way down there. I know it's vents and climbing. I tried to think about all of that, but yeah. So I just can't stay here. Food was an issue for me. Like I mentioned, the restaurant down here wasn't feeling it. So after that, I went to another restaurant. I just walked down the strip and I ordered spring rolls, and I never seen no spring rolls that looked like this. It was weird. And then I ordered chicken, and it said with vegetables. And whenever you got vegetables in Ubud, Bali, they looked like fresh vegetables. Even if they were frozen and unthawed, they looked like fresh vegetables. And this was given very much like lunchroom, bottom of the barrel, scraped together, reheated vegetables. And I was disappointed in that. The chicken was, I just didn't like the food. So paid for it and left. Because when I travel and I don't like the food, I really don't make a fuss about it. I just pay and I leave and go somewhere else. Went to the third restaurant finally and had a decent like chicken burger, like a fried chicken breast and then burger and fries. I'm like, this will do. But my point is, it just kept seeming like this. Like when I would order like chicken, vegetables, just dishes I would get in a booth, they were not good. And I feel like I was always struggling to find a restaurant that was actually good. Even I did find some good spots though. I went to the brunch bar. I think that's the name of it. That food was pretty good. I had the pancake, which I never heard of before, but it was good. Apple pie flavor, ice cream on it, and when you cut it, it was like this. It was like a warm feeling of it. It was weird, but it was good. And bacon and eggs there. And then I went to this other beach restaurant. I'm gonna insert it here because I can't think of the name. And the food was alright. It was just okay. Like nothing was like, oh my god, this is so good. Like the experiences I had in Ubud, Bali. And then I did find my favorite restaurant, Plantation. If you are coming to Seminyak, you better go to Plantation. This food is so good. The service is so good. I mean, I really enjoyed my food there. I went back again last night before I left. Had no issue with my food going back, but they corrected it. They had to cook my fish a little bit longer, but they handled it well. Drinks are so good. It's just a very like lush type of place, and I really enjoyed it. I went to a few other spots that were highly rated on Google, and it was okay. Like nothing was all just downright nasty except for the restaurant downstairs. The other places that I went to, it was like okay, I'm gonna eat. It's not like, oh, I gotta have more of this. And do I need to have it everywhere I go? No. However, Bali is one of those places that's hyped up. Bali is it's a small island, but it's not just one small city. So it's different parts to it. And I was just like, I was expecting more because when people talk about Bali, they always, if you look up places on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see Seminyak as a place that a lot of people go to visit in Bali. So I thought this would be cool. Same thing with Ubud. You will see the names of the cities, or I don't know if they call it cities or provinces or whatever, on the island of Bali. And I'm like, hey, where is the good food at? I want me a good dining experience, because if you watch this channel, you know I love to eat. Me not liking the hotel, not really liking the food options presented to me, and just not really feeling like I want to explore more here. It's time for me to go. So I'm going off to Gili Island, so hopefully I have a better experience there, so y'all see what that room looked like and all of that. And I have to take the ferry there, so I'm going to include the whole routes of taking the ferry, just in case you're watching and you want to go to Gili Island, or you may be like me and you like, I hate Seminyak. Let me see what the other options are.